Hi, it's Hans. Oh, today's topic is be more cool. Well, I don't know. Do you remember that ad in the Super Bowl 4 or 5 years ago? It was, I think, a GoDaddy. And it was, there was a guy, a kid, I don't know how old he was, late teenager, early 20s. Anyway, you know, he was kind of heavy set, fat. He had like real big mop of curly hair. He was glasses. He was smooth shaven, you know, and a puffy face because he was heavy, right? And he had what else? I think he had a tight shirt on. Wasn't the coolest looking guy around. He didn't look good, right? Let's face it. He didn't look good. But the ad was for the GoDaddy, and then for some reason, can't remember how it happened, but he ended up kissing this really gorgeous woman. Maybe she was a model or something, and they're, you know, hot and heavy, passionate kissing. And so, what do you think about all that? To me, you don't really see that kind of thing in real life. Guys like that don't get lucky and don't kiss really gorgeous girls like that in real life. You don't see that. You don't see guys like that even kissing cute girls. You don't even see him kissing like an average girl, or even a below average girl. You know, guys like that don't get to kiss girls. They aren't going to get lucky with the girls. What you need to do is be more cool. So I'm not saying that the guy has, you know, he's got to make certain changes in his life to be more cool, so he has a chance to have some affection with the girls, to kiss more girls, to kiss more women, to have a little bit of a sex life, have a little bit of fun here and there, instead of marrying the first terrible girl that he kisses and then ends up with a terrible life. What I would suggest is he makes some positive changes in his life so he can be more cool and kiss more women, have more fun, and have a bold life. So how would he do that? Well, you're going to have to get off, you got to make some changes in your appearance so you look more cool, right? The first thing you do is you get a haircut. You get the big mop of hair, or that curly hair. You got to get that nice and tight to your head. The curly-headed guys, especially if they're white, rarely look good. I don't think it's possible. Sorry, if you have hair like that, I don't think it's possible. You have to get that hair kind of under control, tighter to your head, nice and snug to your head. What else? Well, I guess going back on the hair, yeah, hair is important. Men look better with like a tighter hair. You know, if you're in a rock band, yeah, maybe you can get away with the long hair, but most guys, even the rock stars, you know, I'm not even an old army guy. I just look at men's hair, and it's always better if it's shorter. Now, if you have nice hair and you're not going bald, well, then you can have that hair longer, you know, even shoulder length or some cool cut or some fashion. But the cool, it won't be a curly and moppy. That is the worst look for men. What else could he do after he gets the haircut? Well, as you get to the optometrist and get fitted for contact lenses, Big men never look good when they wear glasses, you know, except for sunglasses, like yours truly right now. It's a sunny day, but glasses don't look good on men, on especially fatter men. What you want to do is get those contact lenses. Now, certainly that's an expense, but we're talking about your life and your future. You're going to have to spend some money on your face, making yourself look better with contact lenses. You know, ever since I got contact lenses back when I was about in between my junior and senior year, that just transformed my life. I went from ugly to good looking overnight, and this will happen to you too if you get contact lenses. Now I'm older, I have to wear like reading glasses. I wear contacts, but I have to wear reading glasses when I do my reading and my work. But I'd rather, you know, for the most part, I can just not wear my reading glasses and just put my reading glasses in my pocket and just be the cool guy, older guy with reading glasses and looking good most of the time. So that's the second thing, right? After you get his hair cut and go to the optometrist and get fitted for contacts. What else? His face. Got to start growing a little facial hair. Fatter men really need some facial hair of some kind. If you can't grow any facial hair, it probably means your testosterone low, which is another whole nother thing. But some men use like minoxidil, you know, for instead of your hair, put it on your face and get a little beard going of some kind, or some kind of something going on to kind of start to cover up some of that baby fat on your face. Your face will look a lot better with something growing on it. What else? That's the third thing he could do. Now, that is free, unless you need minoxidil. What else? Well, his clothing, his shirt was too tight, and it was an ugly shirt. You got to get a shirt that's, when you're big, you need a bigger shirt to have it a little more loose on you, not tight. Even a good-looking guy looks terrible in a way too tight shirt. Of course, this is not what you'll see, right? We'll see all the guys with everything is tight. But, you know, the reason that's a thing for the gay men, and that's a thing for women to tell who is a good shape or not. Well, why do you have to play along with that idea? What you want to do is make yourself look good, not rule yourself out because your shirt is too tight. Wear a looser shirt, or, you know, ideally it's going to fit you just perfectly, but, you know, at a minimum you want it to be looser so it looks better. And usually men will look very good with some sort of a collared shirt, and that you keep opened a little bit. And then if you're, you know, at work, you have your white t-shirt, of course. But if you are out on the weekend, then you wouldn't need a t-shirt. You just keep it open. Young men, you know, a lot of young men don't keep their collars open a little bit, and then they look terrible. They look like they're afraid that somebody's going to take a knife to their chest. Well, that you don't want to be afraid. You want to be assuming that nobody's going to knife your chest open. But keep your shirt collar open a little bit like this. What else? Well, the shirt, he probably I can't remember. I think he was wearing like a too tight of a shirt. And then what else you want to do is probably wear a watch, a bigger, chunkier watch. Usually looks good. It makes your arms look not so chubby. So that's another thing. Buy the watch, a chunkier watch, bigger. So that's all things that, now the first thing you said, well, he's got to lose weight. Well, I would do the other things first, and then yes, you can work on the losing weight. But the bigger thing would be to change your diet. bigger, younger guys like that are famous for drinking soda, eating chips, and eating a lot of pizza. Well, you're going to have to quit all of that and start eating steaks, burgers without the buns, pork chops, eggs, bacon, sauce. You have, if you want a little bit of something tasty, you'd have like sausage. What else? Chicken. I wouldn't go overboard on the chicken. Some of the bigger bodybuilders, like Stan Efferding, he doesn't like to go with too much chicken. He goes with more beef. I would tend to try to go with more beef, more fattier meats, and that will help to slim you down a little bit. I wouldn't go overboard with trying to lose a ton of weight immediately, but I would change your diet so you look more like a meat eater, not a plant eater, not a chip eater, at least. The next thing, you want to get a gym membership and start lifting weights. Lifting weights is the critical element for toughening you up and making you look not so doughy. So those are all the things he should do. Those are all the things he could do. And those things, if he would implement that and change his mind from being a video game playing guy who's never going to get a girl to a cooler guy who's working on himself, who's, you're gonna get some girls, you're gonna kiss a lot of girls, you're gonna have some of the man-woman fun, he'll have some sex here and there. Yeah, it's possible if you do those things. If you start looking a little cooler, start treating yourself better. It's up to you. Those are some very easy tips that any young man, any man of any age, it's not just the young men, it's old men. I had to do this myself. When I was married, one time I went out with a friend. He and his buddies were out in my town, and they invited me out, and I looked like the typical terrible married man at that time, with wearing glasses, very doughy, no facial hair, too fat. And I went out with those guys, and my friend pulled me aside years later after I started making some changes, and I couldn't even, the time you came out with me, if you didn't change your ways, I couldn't ever go out with you anymore, because you're just, you don't look good enough to hang out with me. See, it's cruelty. It's cruel, but it's true. If you want to be a little cooler with the girls, if you want to have more fun, you got to make some changes to your appearance. And these changes to your appearance aren't that difficult. They do cost some money. They will take some effort, but if you want to have a better life, you're going to have to make that sort of concerted effort to make improvements. So, I hope this helps. We'll talk to you again soon.